Can somebody tell me why are there so many real estate agents? So why are there so many real estate agents? Literally, it's like your barista, your old teacher, your cousin, your cousin's dog walker's friend, pretty much anybody else that was unsuccessful in their other careers now has a real estate license. But in this video, I want to break that down and kind of tell you why I think there are so many real estate agents, and also how you can cut through the noise and tell who actually knows their. Reason number one, it is too easy to get licensed. It's a super low barrier of entry. You really don't need any sort of specialized training other than taking the real estate course. In North Carolina, I think you have to take something like 90 hours and then you take a pretty hard test, don't get me wrong. And then we keep up with a certain amount of education every year. But for what we do, I really feel like the baseline of training is quite low. We are literally handling people's life savings. Also, what's important to know about the real estate licensing class, it doesn't explain how to sell a home and how to be effective. It just explains how to not get sued while doing it, which is useful knowledge, but at the same time, you can know all the rules and still be terrible at the game and mess something up royally. So all in all, the barrier to entry is low, but the barrier to competence is extremely high. Compared to other careers, it's amazing how little schooling and education is required just to have your license and start selling. Secondly, it's the get rich quick crowd. So when you think of a real estate agent, especially a successful one, sometimes the first thing that comes to your mind is driving a flashy car and all we're doing is picking up checks and putting deals together. And while some of that does happen, is a very, very small portion of their actual time spent doing the job. I truly don't feel like people understand how much effort, knowledge, and competency goes into taking care of a client, understanding their situation, and truly being a fiduciary to that client and treating their money and their situation with as much care and respect as you would your own money. All they know is that, oh, I can get paid 2.5% or 3% on a sales price. All I gotta do is put together these deals, boom, 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 boom. And while you can make a lot of money as a real estate agent, and I know a lot of agents that just put together deals for the commission, it is vastly unrepresented how much actual work and competent work is required to do that in a way that makes your client's money, furthers their financial goals and their real estate goals. And what you don't see is all the time spent on listing prep. I mean, I've pressure washed houses before. I have cleaned out houses. I've done everything to try to help save my sellers a little bit of money and position their house to be marketed effectively. And all the late night negotiations, being on the phone until 8, 9, 10 p.m. at night, regularly putting together deals and negotiating deals. Especially if you work a lot of buyers, you're doing a lot of outreach and a lot of info gathering for your clients, or you should be, but a lot don't. They just say, oh, you like this house? No, here, let's just put in an offer on it. Do you know when it was last bought or sold? I don't know. Do you know how much was owed on it? I don't know. Do you know the condition of the house or potential red flags that could impact your buyer's experience in the house? I don't know. You gotta know that. At least have working knowledge and experience that your clients can lean on. Another reason is there are part-timers everywhere. It is a vast majority of real estate agents do not sell more than 1 or 2 houses a year. And a lot of people get into real estate as a second career, or maybe they're retired. They kind of want to do it on the side, want to dabble a little bit. While that may be okay, and I'm not saying that you can't do that, but I am saying it as an agent myself that consistently does 20 to 30 plus transactions a year and over 10 to 15 million volume, things change really, really quickly in the real estate world, especially in communities, not only just market trends, but contract knowledge, your MLS, you have your licensing board, you have all kinds of updates to be aware of, market trends and data, comparable sales, recent sales, knowing that stuff and being constantly immersed in the market and doing business is really the only way to stay sharp with a lot of this stuff. Especially if you only do 1 or 2 deals a year, it is incredibly easy to not be aware of certain updates that could really, really affect the position of your client and how they might enter into a negotiation or a transaction. Another reason why you see real estate agents everywhere is they all have the same marketing. Everyone looks, it's the same little headshot. It's the same, just sold, under contract. Here's a flyer, here's a mailer, blah, 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 blah. They all look the same and it works. Look, marketing works, whatever. But I'm just saying that very few agents actually stand out against the crowd. And when you're looking to find someone that is going to represent you, that really understands you, knowing who they are and knowing why they're different is incredibly important. And I would say pivotal to being an agent themselves. So when you're using all the same marketing, the same language, and the same way that it's always been done, why is someone gonna choose you? It's just Canva, copy and paste city, and it's too easy. And I hate that. It drives me crazy. Actually show some effort and tell a story and sell a house. Okay, the last reason you see so many real estate agents, the mission chasers. Really, if you're only doing it for commission alone, you might do really well for a short amount of time, but you're not gonna be sustainable in this career for long. And if your agent is only doing it for the commission, you gotta be very, very careful because they're only incentivized to do things that close a deal and not things that are for their clients or acting as a fiduciary for them. Too many agents only look at closing the deal and not at the relationship that's being made and their reputation in the community and looking at it long term. I feel like especially young agents, you get a lot of really like hustler mentality types. And there's nothing wrong with that because you absolutely do want someone working hard and hustling on your behalf. You also want someone that understands how much this means to you and what this is gonna do for your family and is taking care of you and making sure that you're in a good position long-term, not just saying what they need to say to close the sale today, but to actually set you up to build wealth or to avoid giant red flags in the future. Me and other experienced agents, now that I've been in the business for a while, I have many times talked someone out of buying a house or a piece of land or whatever it is because I know that one's not right for them, or there's a massive red flag about the house that I caught doing my research and doing some due diligence. And if I was just a commission chaser, then it would just be, do you like the house? Do you want to write an offer? Okay, we'll put it in. And if you've bought a house recently and those are the only questions that your agent has actually asked you, that's a red flag. And you might be working with one of these agents. Honestly, that's one of the main reasons why this industry gets such a bad rep, because the loudest agents are often not the best agents. Okay, Caleb, that's all fine, but how do I find the right agent? If you really truly made an impact in someone's life, you made them the most amount of money, or you helped them with moving into their next chapter of life and you leveraged their property, you got them every dollar out of it, or you helped them acquire the property that they wanted at the best price, in the best condition with the best terms, people are happy to leave you reviews and they will do it on their own even without asking. So look them up. If no one's talking about them, that's why. And then finally, and honestly, this one might even be one of the most important, just see if they fucking listen to you. The best agents talk less and listen more. One of my mentors when I got into this business said, Caleb, you sell more with your ears than you do your mouth. When you're new in this business and you're less experienced, you're very eager to posture like you know what you're doing and you're a professional. And a lot of those agents will talk to get trust me, I know what I'm doing. The best agents will sit back and say, well, what are you trying to do? What are gonna be the areas and problems during the transaction that we can go ahead and deal with up front rather than finding out later? At the end of the day, the best agents want to help you. They want to make a difference in your life. For example, I know that when a client is calling me and they're expecting a little one, that I know that we need to look for a house that they grow into. That's the whole point. If your agent is not listening to you and they're doing more talking than you are, that is a red flag. So yeah, there are a ton of real estate agents out there, but there's only a few that actually will make a huge difference in your life, because I'm telling you, if you're trusting someone with your life savings, it could easily mean thousands. It could definitely mean tens of thousands, but in some cases could be hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line for making the wrong decision. Now, if you're in the Wilmington, New Hanover, Pender, Brunswick County area, I would love the opportunity to be your agent. I want you to ask me all of those hard questions that I just told you to ask, because I'm ready to answer them, because I do this every single day. But I see a lot of people that do not do this full time and have this and do not do nearly as good of a job as we should. I'm not gonna change the world's perspective on real estate agents. I know that, that's fine. But what I am here to do is just to at least help you identify who knows what they're talking about and who doesn't, so that you can make an educated and informed decision and move forward with your real estate goals, comfortable and confident. If you're in the Wilmington area and you need a good agent to help you buy a home or to sell a home, I know the right guy.